Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Elise and I talk all things mindful consumption and elevated living. I'm not currently home. I'm actually on a bachelorette trip and just snuck away while everyone's still kind of sleeping to film my budget reset for you guys. This trip is included in that, and that's why I kind of wanted to wait until like the very end. I knew I'd be potentially shopping, definitely spending money dining out on coffees, this, that, and the other. I've got a spare moment and coming to you with a budget update. If you're new here and you're not familiar with me, I actually live in New Jersey with my husband, and we combine incomes and share expenses and living expenses, and then we're also kind of having like our own retirement and investments, and then also like a little bit of fun money. I just recently got married, so we're in the process of like merging all of our finances. As of like now, I feel really good that we're on the same cards, we're on the same accounts. There's just like a few little ones that we want to open up to just align even further, but that's not necessarily part of the budget reset. That's just a little bit about us. I currently work in fashion as a production coordinator. I work from home most days, and my husband is a business systems analyst at a university, and he's also remote most days. Without further ado, I want to get into our budget resets. I'm currently using my own budgeting template that I have created and kind of like working out the kinks before I offer it out to anyone. But we're halfway through the year. Like now we're doing August, and I feel pretty confident in where it's at and what we've got going on. What I very first wanted to do is just review our budget for the month. So if we go to expenses by category, our mortgage is taken out bi-weekly. So rather than having just 2 payments this month, I'm fairly certain we had 3. That's one of the other accounts that like I see the expenses taken out, but like I need to be added to the account so I can like also pay the mortgage. But that is 63.8% of all our expenses. And I think I've mentioned this before. The traditional advice is like 50-30-20 splits. For 50% of your essential expenses, 30% is going to be discretionary spending, and 20% is saving/investing. However, with inflation and just the cost of living being so high and just so expensive, we're following, it looks like, closer to 70-20-10 or like 70-15-15. It's kind of like how the budget is shaking out. We're at 67.8% of our essentials being what we're spending money on, 18.7 is discretionary spending, and 13.5 is our investments. This is also not accounting for savings. I think I also want to start tracking my savings as an expense as well, so it pulls into this spending breakdown. I also, to preface this, was on a little bit of a no buy July, and I did fairly well up until this trip, up until right at the very end here. Not that I was like getting tired of a no buy, it's just like we literally went to the premium outlet malls here in Destin, I think. And what can I say? I'm actually wearing my sweatsuit that I bought from Gap, like with the matching pants and everything. Also, it's like soaking wet out here. The thunder woke me up this morning. Like it was storming. I don't think we're having a beach day today. Anyway, I'm like, my feet are soaking wet. It's kind of gross. But yeah, we'll get to that. I did fairly well up until the end here. Let's just go through some of our expenses by category. I had a books and stationery expense this month. I feel like you guys probably see that category at 0 and you're like, well, why the hell do you even have that in? Oh, you know what? I need to roll in groceries. That would definitely bring like our essential expenses probably closer to 70. Let me see. I'm going to filter down to just groceries. Yeah, and I feel like I need to populate a few more rows for that. Or let me just put like 250. I don't know if this is like accurate, but I can always come back and clean it up. But it just gives me a bit more of an accurate picture overall of what we're really spending. So yeah, that brings us closer to 68.6. That looks a bit more accurate. I was definitely going into the office a lot more. I booked a lot more travel. I also went to the doctor a lot more than I thought I was going to, unfortunately. Overall, I do kind of feel like we had a really decent month, especially compared to months prior. I mean, like, it was just getting so expensive and so out of hand. And then of course having 3 mortgage payments definitely like brings up the overall spend. Here is our annual plan. Here we are, Little Miss July. I actually had to re-up the budget. I feel like I just put the same 3,800 and some change, and I was like, oh, if there's a third payment, I should put that in the planned column and the actual, because we're always going to account for the mortgage, even if it was kind of a mistake that I didn't. We did. There we are. For groceries, I budgeted 500, and it looks like we're at 404.85. That's probably, again, not accurate. I think what I'll do is I'll add more to that. As of right now, it looks like we're under budget. We budgeted $175 for electric. I think it was like $206. So I budgeted a little bit less. We did have a heat wave like the beginning of July or like the end of June, and that was absolutely miserable. And like even having like the thermostat set to 78, we still just used so much electricity when it was 100 degrees outside. Gas, oh, I guess we haven't gotten our gas bill, or maybe we did. I don't know, I didn't put this in. I think it was like $30. I guess I haven't been the best about putting in our bills when they come in. So we had a little bit of wiggle room there, or like leftover, so that kind of helps, you know, being under budget with electric. Water, sewer, we did not get a bill. Healthcare, I budgeted $50 and ended up spending $73.57. I went to multiple doctor's appointments. I actually think I have another like little outstanding bill that I need to get to the bottom of. Multiple prescriptions prescribed. Definitely over budget in healthcare, but not an area that I'm ever going to skimp in. So it's not like, oh, I'm gonna budget less next month and hope I don't spend anything on healthcare. Like, no, I will give myself that money. Transit, I am a decent bit over, like almost $30 over. I think this coming month I'll budget a bit more. It's just hard for me to budget for transit. Like in May, I budgeted $265 and spent $137. In June, I budgeted $150, spent $91. And then, oh, here we go. In March, I budgeted $120 and spent $194. So it really does fluctuate a lot, and it is hard for me to nail down how often I'm going to the office, what days and when and all that good stuff. I think I'm just going to budget on the higher end. Phone and Wi-Fi. See, doing this, I probably should have looked at this earlier because I know that came out mid-month, and that's always our $59.99. Insurance, nothing. Car, another expense. I'm just like putting random dates. No taxes. Love that for us. We're gonna keep that category there though, but we don't want it to sneak up on us. Accommodations, $0. I don't know why I didn't budget for this actually. I had, you know what? I think I budgeted for a mini moon and took that out. I did have a little bit left of this trip that I ended up paying for, $181? What's so funny is I went through this multiple times and I was like, okay, yeah, I've got all my expenses, but anytime I like send someone cash, I am not great about tracking that, to be honest with you, but at least it's there now. Yes, it does look like I went over in accommodations because I didn't actually budget for that. I totally slipped my mind that there was like a second installment. Haven't bought anything for beauty. Books and stationery, I meant to buy my card, like invitations for our reception, and I did not end up doing that, so that money has gone unspent. There was a little bit of a spend at Walmart. I think this is when I bought wrapping paper and gift bags and tissue paper and stuff like that. Clothing, I was on a no buy and ended up spending $92.88. That is for my sweatsuit and then also tank tops that I bought as well, all from Gap. I don't know, Gap is just like eating down right now, and I'm obsessed with their boat neck tank tops. Like if you have me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, you probably see me like wearing those in a lot of my outfit of the days or just story posts, and I can't get enough. So I bought black and a white one, and then this sweatsuit was like $60 almost. That brought my total to $92.88 for clothing for the month, although I was like trying not to. Coffee, we're over budget at $47.42. We went over budget like middle of the month, and then now that it's a new month where you can restart, but like $50 for coffee is really not that bad. Nothing for decor or furniture. Dining out, we're still a little under budget, and I did put my dinner from last night in, although like we haven't been, you know, Venmo requested yet. I still put it in because I know that's something that we did last night and that's going to come up as an expense. Nothing for entertainment. We keep saying we want to see a movie, and we want to go on Tuesdays, but I'm typically like in the office on Tuesdays as of late, and so we just haven't been able to go. Gifts and donations. I did this last time too. Like I didn't budget much, or I budgeted $0, and we ended up spending $182.06. We just bought clothes for one of our ton's friends who had a baby, his nephew, my nephew, and it was like definitely unplanned. I think part of having like a no buy, I still want to buy things even if it's not for myself. I think it definitely gives me like a sense of being productive or doing something super kind or super nice. And yes, it is generous, but I don't need to be buying things to make that effort, you know. Home supplies, we are under there. We budgeted $25 and spent $18.65 just for like multi-surface cleaner. It's boring. Personal care, I spent $8.30 at Walmart for a chapstick, a travel size body wash, and travel size deodorant. We didn't spend anything on Aria, but we did get a little card in the mail that she is due for a vet visit, so we're gonna roll that into next month. Memberships and subscriptions, I got charged Spotify. I always miss this transaction because it comes at like the very tail end of the month. $20.75. To be honest with you, I haven't checked like both of our accounts and both of our credit card statements to like really give it a robust budget overview, but I will for August. It's just kind of that transition phase. For travel, I budgeted $500 for something else and ended up booking $1,200 worth of flights. However, all of that is coming from a travel sinking fund. I think I mentioned to you guys establishing sinking funds and like doing the pay yourself first method, and that has really paid off, and I was able to book these flights at a reasonable price versus like waiting right until the moment before and then being so expensive. So we do appreciate that. And let's talk about income. So I think I over budgeted my income, but I'm not sure why, because I did get 5 paychecks this month. I think maybe my math is wrong. I'm gonna have to potentially relook at this. I think Arton got paid 3 paychecks as well, and then we didn't get any refunds. I did take out $1,200 from sinking funds to pay for flights. It actually should be a touch more because I've taken out for the accommodations for the batch trip and then also groceries. So I also need to roll that total in as well. Our high yield savings account, I think the number is actually closer to like 225. I know for my current accounts before rolling them together, it's like close to 100. So it's probably closer to 200 for all of them. And you guys know I set like an ambitious goal for myself to make $150 of UGC content. I use the app Kale, which I really appreciate because it's a lot of brands that I use anyway that I can make a little bit of money posting from. I made $161 before tax, and after their withdrawal fee, I'm still gonna take out the business tax and it leaves me 120-ish. Resell, Arton and I both did not resell anything on Depop this month. What do we actually put away? We actually did put away all of this. Go us. And our emergency fund is topped up. And I didn't do any like extra investing. We just always do our typical Roth IRA and then 401k. I don't think this number is current. Now the fun part, budgeting for August. Let's start with income first, and then savings, and then essential expenses, and then discretionary. I don't know if you can hear that music. My W-2, I know because I'm on this trip, I'm taking some time off and I'm freelance, so I don't have PTO. So my very first paycheck is gonna take a hit. So I'll do that. It's going to be $700 plus my other $900-ish paychecks. I'm anticipating in the ballpark of $3,150. So we'll see. Arton, I think, is going to be in his typical range. He did actually get a promotion, but they need to backdate or back pay. So I'm just going to keep his pay as typical. And if like there's bonus, which is great. If not, we're not counting on it for anything. So I would rather be a bit more conservative with the income than like overshoot and then over budget and not have that money. We'll do it that way. No dollars and refunds. Sinking fund withdrawal. Let me come back to this actually. I am anticipating $94-ish in cash back from Rakuten because of purchases we made for the house. We're finally getting that big payout. If you want to sign up, you and I will both get $50 if you use my referral link. I'll leave it in the description. I mean, it's a great way to get cash back on things that you're already buying day to day. So I highly recommend, even if it's like 2% here, 2% there. It's a good little tool to have. Our high yield savings, I feel like combined now, finally, it'll be around $200. I'm not really expecting a social media payout, so I'm not going to account for it. And then also UGC content, I feel like if I come across a challenge that I want to claim and like I want to do, fine, sure, I'll do it, but I'm not going to budget for it. It was a lot of work to be doing, and it's not something that fulfills me the most. Like I'd rather spend more time making like other kinds of short form content and then just better long form content. Our planned essential expenses. Oh wait, I did want to do savings first. So our savings plan is pretty much going to be the same. And what I need to do is actually add more categories. Camera is going to be my personal fund. We have mortgage extra, which we aren't really doing anymore. So I'm going to change this to home maintenance. I don't know if I spelled that right. But we also did add a date night little fund. And then also we added a baby fund, which is not something we are planning for anytime soon whatsoever, but we do just want to kind of like get this started in a way. So if it's like money that I use to contribute to my Roth IRA, like so be it. Maybe we want to do something extra to the nursery, like whatever. It's kind of like a baby emergency fund, but like also a little bit of family planning because children are expensive. Oh, and then we also did add insurance and gym as sinking funds because those are big expenses that happen annually. So we put away the same amount every month. And then like by the time that that membership fee or that insurance is due, we just pay it off with the sinking fund, which this is like definitely a very granular way of how to use and utilize sinking funds, but it's honestly the best way to do it in my opinion. That way you're not caught feeling with your pants down when like, oh my God, this insurance bill is due. How are we gonna pay it? You already have the money literally set aside. If anything needs to change, it will, but this is the current plan for like what we're putting away for savings, which totals up to saving $782.25 every month, which does feel a little bit ambitious considering that we're already putting away $1,200 for our Roth IRA. And that's why I want to add the savings bucket into the actual transaction tracker. That way we know exactly our percentages. And if we need to pull back anywhere, we can, or if we need to push anywhere, we can. 401k, I know why my 401k from last month is messed up. My very first paycheck got really messed up where they only paid me $200 and then they paid me again like the rest of it, but with the rest of it they didn't take any percentage out for my 401k, so it got really messed up. I'm really not sure how that happened, so I'll just budget $150, and then of course our $1,250. I don't think I'll have any extra for general or REITs or anything like that. Groceries, we're always gonna hit it with a $500. Electric, I do think it's gonna be cheaper this month. I'm gonna go $150 and we'll see. Gas has been pretty low, so let me put $40. Water, sewer, don't think anything's due. Healthcare, I know I have another appointment and I think I have like another small bill. I'm gonna put $50 in case they give me a new prescription. Transit, I'm gonna put $190. I feel like I'm gonna be going into the office like a decent bit. Phone and Wi-Fi, we're always at $59.99. Insurance, I don't think anything is due. Car is gonna be the same, $313. Taxes, I don't think we have anything due. So we are working with $1,000 left for our discretionary spending. Accommodation, I don't think we're staying anywhere. Beauty, I would like to not buy anything, but I am running out of a couple of things, so I'm gonna put $50 there. Books and stationery, I'm gonna give myself $100 for these invites because they actually have to go out. Clothing, let's start with $50 and then see. Coffee, $50. Decor and furniture, I don't see that in our future. Dining out, it was nice to have this in the budget. We didn't end up using it. There was one night where we're gonna go eat out for dinner, and then we ended up eating leftovers, which was probably better, not only financially, but just to not have food waste. Let's see what we're working with. Let's give us like $250 again. Why not, right? Entertainment, I really wanna go see a movie. We've been saying that for ages. Gifts and donations, maybe I just budget $100 since we've been feeling oh so generous lately. Home supplies, I mean, something's always gonna pop up, right? Personal care, maybe $25 here. Don't know if we're gonna need anything like health-wise. Aria's vet visit, I think is gonna be like $400. Same amount for subscriptions. And then travel, I don't anticipate booking any more travel, but we have $200 left to kind of like play with. Oh no, Arton does need to book one flight for my friend's wedding, who I'm actually on her bachelorette. That's honestly probably gonna be like $350. That leaves us under at $110.08. So let's go ahead and like MacGyver some things, move some other things around. I don't want to give myself $0 for clothing. I'll give myself $30. Maybe dining, I feel like that's an easy place to cut as well. Honestly, since we don't really dine out, I'll give us like $150, and that's like one nice meal out together. Okay, so that puts us at $9.92 left in the budget, which is great. I think doing the No Buy July really helped our financial picture, especially coming off of months like May was so expensive, June was like painfully expensive, and then July we're actually at like a surplus, and that is definitely attributed to doing a no buy, cutting back spending, taking down the temperature a lot. And then August, I like that we're at a almost like near zero budget versus like months previously. Like, I don't know why I was doing this, budgeting at a negative number. I don't think you should do that. I don't know why I felt comfortable doing that. What it could be is like I'm adjusting things up here because I'm like, oh, we're not spending money there, or we are spending money here, and like adjusting the budget and then not like looking at this total at the bottom. I need to definitely be better about that. I feel good that for August, for the first time since April, I have us at positive, a good spot. We will work from there, and nothing is like inflated in our income or anything. Like, this all looks good and like a normal amount. I think I could cut in like a few other places. Maybe some things won't be as expensive as I'm anticipating. We shall see. All right, guys, you've probably seen my hair grow double its size while sitting out here. It is extremely muggy, my feet are wet, and I am sweating. I'm gonna go, hopefully the skies clear up and we can get like a little bit of pool time, a little bit of beach time while we're here. It's just been really nice to relax. I cannot complain. But that is gonna be all for my budget reset for August, my money reset, my financial reset. If you guys wanna see a bit more rolled into this of like favorites, this, that, and the other. I mean, these videos are already kind of like a little bit long, but if that's something else you'd wanna see, definitely let me know down below in the comments. I hope everyone has had a great summer so far, and if you're going back to school, good luck. If you're still soaking up the last bit of summer in August, have fun and stay safe out there. I love you guys so very much. Thank you for watching and spending your time with me. If you have any suggestions for the budget tracker, let me know down below. I am very open to suggestions and sprucing this up and making it as perfect as possible for you guys. The algorithm is going to recommend a video at the end of this one just for you, so stick around to see what that is. And until my next video, don't forget to be kind to yourself, others, and the planet. Bye.